Peppa Pig and Space Journey. One bright morning, Peppa Pig woke up feeling very excited. Today was a special day. She was going on a space journey. Mummy, Daddy, I want to be an astronaut and fly to the stars, Peppa said, jumping on her bed. Daddy Pig smiled. Well, Peppa, today we have a surprise. We're going to visit the Space Center and take a real space rocket for a journey. Peppa's eyes grew big with wonder. Wow! A rocket? To space? Yes, said Mummy Pig. Let's get ready. Peppa, Georgie, Mummy, and Daddy Pig all put on their special spacesuits. George had his favorite dinosaur with him, too. They got into the shiny, big rocket called Star Explorer 505, inside the rocket. Peppa sat next to Daddy Pig, and George sat next to Mummy Pig. The rocket's controls were full of buttons and lights that blinked and beeped, ready for takeoff, said the rocket's voice. 3, 2, 1. Blast off. The rocket shouted, and they felt a big push as they zoomed up into the sky. Peppa looked out the window and saw the clouds getting smaller and smaller. Then the sky turned dark, and she saw sparkling stars everywhere. Look, George. Stars. Peppa said happily. George clapped his hands and said, Dino in space. The rocket flew past the moon, and Peppa waved at the big, round, glowing ball. Hello, moon, Peppa said. Suddenly, the rocket began to shake. Uh-oh, said Daddy Pig. We're entering an asteroid field. Peppa and George held on tight as the rocket gently moved left and right to avoid the floating space rocks. Wow! This is exciting. Peppa giggled. After the asteroid field, the rocket landed on a small, colorful planet called Zog. Peppa, George, Mummy, and Daddy Pig stepped outside. The ground was soft and bouncy like a trampoline. Bright purple flowers grew everywhere. Welcome to Planet Zog, said a friendly little alien with 3 eyes and a big smile. Hello, said Peppa. What's your name? I'm Zoggy, the alien said. Zoggy showed Peppa and her family around. They bounced on the bouncy ground, tasted yummy space fruit that tasted like strawberries and bananas, and even danced with some other happy aliens. Peppa loved her new alien friends and the fun games they played, but soon, it was time to go home. Thank you, Zoggy, Peppa said. I'll never forget this space adventure. Zoggy waved goodbye as the rocket lifted off from Planet Zog. On the way back to Earth, Peppa looked out the window again. The stars twinkled like diamonds, and she felt very happy. Space is amazing, Peppa said. When they landed back home safely, Peppa hugged Mummy and Daddy Pig. I want to be an astronaut forever, she said with a big smile. That's wonderful, Peppa, said Daddy Pig. Maybe one day you'll explore even more planets. Peppa went to bed dreaming of stars, rockets, and all the wonderful adventures waiting in space. The end.